Well, this is going to be another video replay. This one is going to be set up on a P-38F, still within the flight. Basic video analysis is just going to be going over my own replay, then go ahead and discuss a few of the techniques I'm going to use. And, we'll keep on focusing on energy management itself. So I'm going to go ahead and start up the game here, look at the replay. So here I am flying with a P-38F, combination with my flight mates on a Yak-1 and F4F. Lower tier, tier 5 against tier 6s. Tier differential is not that bad. We'll go ahead and do some discussion here. Basic tactics, like my previous videos, is basically any aircraft that you're in, do a high-speed climb and work on a cake layer technique if necessary, which in this case I'm using it because I'm using a high altitude BNZ fighter. Unlike my previous videos, I've been experimenting a little bit more with rockets. They're pretty dangerous as they can be very dangerous, especially on head-ons. One of the things that we're going to do here is just go ahead and talk through the video. Here we go, high speed climb, 80 degrees, full boost. Always checking to see what the heck is going around me, like I always do for situational awareness. Unlike the previous open and closed beta, we don't have the airplanes being spawned too close to each other. Now, I'm getting the rust off. I haven't played in almost 3 weeks, so the last 2 days have been actually my comeback per se. So my teammates are flying on a slower aircraft, so I have to sustain a climb anyway and double check to see what's going on. So you can see I'm trying to maintain a solid climb throughout, always keeping the climb going. Start leveling off to start doing some target switching. Here's my first target of opportunity, 110B. And this time I'm going to do something different and shoot a rocket. Now this is where it's going to get interesting. I shoot the rocket and it actually lands on him, but somehow it doesn't register and the other guy got the kill. Nothing crazy. Going to go ahead and target switch to the next blob. Our team is already starting to die really quickly, so while we're discussing this on TeamSpeak, we're trying to figure out what to do at this point, especially since we're lower tier. You have to be extra cautious whenever you do anything. So in this case, being that I'm a joystick user, I have to pitch down to double check to see what's my surroundings. What I first see is that most of them are low altitude fighters, so I'm not going to engage them yet because looking at the other team, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high altitude fighters I still have to contend with. So I automatically tell my teammates to go ahead and start flying north. And here comes the first target of opportunity, P-38J. My altitude, tier 6. He's looping around, so he's not paying attention to me. I'll go ahead and pick up some speed and try to see if I can take him out. Throw a rocket, but completely off on the aiming. I'll just wait until the pickle turns into a different color and start shooting at him. I'm very patient, 400 meters, go ahead and start shooting. As you can see, it's pretty much a quick takedown, even though he's a higher tier than I am, more armor. At this point, back again to a climb. I know they're a little bit lower than me, so I don't have to maintain that specific high altitude. So I'll go ahead and take this target of opportunity, target switch to the next target. Okay, 109F, no problem. Go ahead and go in. My teammates take care of them. And I'll go ahead and start a climb again. Remember, this is a BNC aircraft, so you want to make sure that you're climbing back after each engagement. Altitude is key, especially on lower tier aircraft. So right now we have supremacy. I went ahead and told my teammates to go ahead and hold for a little bit. Let's find out what the action's going on. And then we spot one of the actual ground attackers, so we're going to go ahead and take them out. Throw another rocket for measure. It actually does do some damage, but nothing major. This time I'm going to go ahead and pull out of there, make a left turn because I knew for a fact that he threw a bomb. In this case, I'm going to criticize myself. I was a little bit too low, and that bomb could have easily taken me out. So back again on the climb. Very important to keep the boost levels. As you can see, the my boost is pretty much down to the bottom. I have not used boost at all. Now, on contention on the right side, we have a 109F and a P-51A. They're the only true enemies towards this aircraft. Spitfire 1 can still, at this altitude, be a challenge. So my teammates are still alive. We still have the possibilities of winning this. And we'll do whatever it takes. So you can see still maintaining climb. Somebody's pinging the other target. In this case, I'm not going to follow. We have supremacy, so we don't have to engage. We just have to wait for them to come to us. Okay, here comes solo crew, and it's going to be very interesting because everybody chases one single target. My main critique to all the enemy fighters there, you pretty much killed yourselves. Don't ever, everybody try to go for one target. Target of opportunity A6M2, with a big cannon on here, it should be an easy takedown, which in this case I did. Lost some of the altitude. I'm going to go ahead and try to take the 51A out of the picture. He is my biggest threat. So I start shooting, and of course I missed. I almost collided with him. I'll go ahead and go back into a climb to use some boost. And this is where it gets interesting. Chain reactions starts occurring here. Jarek White, my teammate, gets taken out. P-51A is still my target. I'll go ahead and take him out. But I'm guessing Sen did not pay attention and the Spitfire was on his tail, so he's out. Now it's me against a 51A and a Spitfire. 51A definitely should be able to climb up with me, but I noticed that he probably used all of his boost. As we talked about in previous videos, energy management key. One of the main critiques I have for myself here is I did not shoot off all the rockets. But the moment that I saw that the 51A did not have the energy to actually climb up with me, I decided to go ahead and keep those rockets. Back after the engagement, the Spitfire's on me. I'll go ahead and do a climb. I did a target switch to him to see where where he's at and where he's shooting at. Well, to go ahead and do here is I'll target switch back to the 51A because he's my biggest threat. He does a head-on with me, which again, guys, P-38J against a 51A, machine guns versus cannon, guess who's going to win? I'll go ahead and do another pull-out back to altitude. When I go ahead and climb, you can see my boost is regenerating at this time. Spitfire 1 decided to go ahead and head on, and of course I win the engagement. So the take back from this video is number one thing, again, energy management is key, target switching is key, targeting decision is key, but at the same time, being able to use all necessary tools for you are being used even when you're playing solo. In this case, somebody's trying to ping me, but I knew for a fact the IL-2 was close to our base. This is where things are starting to turn different for me. This is my game style change. I'll throw some rockets in because ILs, especially when you're starting to come down to low altitude, you have to be very careful because it can throw a bomb, and in this case he did. Go ahead and switch over, and I still have 3 rockets, so why not use them, right? So I go ahead and throw them out and volley it over, and boom, he's gone. One of the analysis that I have to tell you guys here is that at lower tiers, rockets are a lot more dangerous than at higher tiers. Higher tier rockets do not do that same damage, and they don't have the same splash damage radius. So, just be aware when you're looking at the bottom left-hand side of the mini-map where you have your chat screen. Just double check to see if they have rockets. Do not go head on with people with rockets. They'll volley them to you, and especially if you're in lower tiers, like tier 6s, 5s, or even 7s. that explosion, that radius of explosion is pretty large. So my suggestion is either one, don't head on. Number two is if you know the splash damage, remember the splash damage for these guys are about 150 meters in diameter, I think it was. Just go ahead and try to remove that from them by either doing a faster climb or descending, especially if you start seeing them volley the rockets. Remember that the rockets, they can be shot as far as 1100 to 1200 meters. They can be very deadly, especially at the lower tiers. Hopefully, this is some of the more analysis that I want to do. I would prefer to have more of you send in some of your replays, and what I'll try to do is do an analysis channel for some of the community members. I just want you guys to be aware that I'm not saying I'm the best pilot in the game or anything. There's some really awesome pilots out there. The main decisioning factor between a really good pilot and everything is also air battle management, and some of even the best players out there can lack that at times, and that's how you can actually take them down. Well, any questions, just shoot them off to my email at fastattack@knightsofdracaris.com, and I appreciate all the kudos for the past 3 videos, and hopefully this should be another interesting video to add to the line. Video replay will be available also at the World of Warplanes forum. I'll go ahead and put it up there, and the replay, Watt replays, I think, not Watt replays, but World of Warplane replays. It will also be up there with the attachment of the YouTube video. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, and have a good one.